So a couple of you guys asked me to do a video on bare metal foil, and with the logo on this bus needing some chrome, I thought this was the chance to do a good video about it. So the tools you will need is obviously bare metal foil, a very sharp new X-Acto blade, and some Q-tips, and for in those finer, smaller, tighter areas, also some toothpicks. So basically what you do is you cut a piece of the bare metal foil to the size. I always like to do it oversized by a big amount so that I'm sure that I don't miss any of the parts. So you just cut it and then remove it from the backing and place it onto the piece you want to be chromed. For this logo being this big, I started from the center and then moved outwards. I first pushed in the center pieces that were a bit lower because if I would have laid the outer areas down first, it would have been too tight in the center and it would have ripped and torn and not really looked as good as this will. So I first put down the center and then did the outer edge carefully with a Q-tip and not really applying too much pressure, as this material is really easy to rip and tear, so you need to be careful. You can stretch it quite a bit, but you need to know the limitations. With the Q-tip having pushed it gently into place as far as that could, you just take out a new toothpick and run along the edges you're going to cut, barely even touching it, because that's more than enough for it to be put in place. Once you do this yourself, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Just don't apply too much pressure, as you can still run the risk of ripping the bare metal foil. So just going around all the edges, and then next up we'll be cutting it. With everything pushed down gently to its limit with the toothpick, it was time to cut. Now I'm not having a handle on this knife, as I like it for the tighter details to just be between my fingers, but that's all up to preference. The knife does have to be or extremely sharp or new. Being new, it's mostly sharp, so that's a good thing. With it being as sharp as it can be, you have to apply the least amount of pressure, and it will have the least amount of resistance to cut through the bare metal foil, making the cut a lot cleaner and it a lot easier to be cut. So I just go around it, and I missed a small spot, not applying enough pressure as I'm trying to apply the least amount. That sometimes happens, so just take the knife out again and cut it gently. When removing the bare metal foil, it sometimes has the tendency to pull it up where it was cut. Just gently press it back down with your fingernail or a toothpick, being extremely careful to only push the edge down and not accidentally ripping it off. Now, the cut was not extremely clean the first time. I missed a small spot, so I cut it again and gently removed it with a toothpick and put the rest back down into place, going around it once more with the toothpick, being sure it's absolutely where it needs to be. So this first cut was successful and I liked the outcome, so I moved on to doing the inner edges. Now, these were a lot deeper than the outside, and the bare metal foil could not be pushed in as far as it would have broken, ripped, torn, and made it look ugly. So I'm pretty much only cutting through it on the edges, then removing the centerpiece and pushing the edges back down again. And that's pretty much all there is to it, with the edges back into place, and that's where it's going to stay permanently. Now, I am going to finish this video off by doing the rest, but this is the basics and this is what you'll need to do. For the guys that are interested, the rest of the video will show the completed logo being done in bare metal foil. If you want, you can clear coat over it, but it sometimes creates a bit of an orange peel effect over the bare metal foil, and it does have glue on the back of the bare metal foil itself, so it will probably stick for the rest of its life, as it is pretty hard to get off in small pieces. So I think it will be fine. If you're not sure, you can clear coat over it, but it will reduce the shine of the logo, so that's all up to you. You can pretty much clear coat this with any clear you like, as it's not a paint, so it will not affect it in any way. The other thing to note is that this way of applying it can be done to pretty much any area of the model you want to apply it. For instance, logos on the back, some small areas on the interior for detailing it, or maybe even the window trim. The way it's done is exactly the same. When I get around to doing it that in the future, I will make another video on it. This one is mainly just based around this logo, but it applies to pretty much any area you want to apply the bare metal foil to. So enjoy the rest of this logo, and see you guys next time that don't want to see the rest of it. And that's it for this video. All I needed to do was run over it one more time to give it a bit of a polish and make sure that all the edges are down. Leave a comment down below for tutorials you want to see me do. I'll add it to the list, and when I come to it, I will make a video of it. In the meantime, check out the Scale Modeler, give me a like on Facebook, questions or suggestions, shoot me an email or post a comment, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.